Hello, church family. This is Pastor Daniel coming to you from the sanctuary. And I'm coming to you with a very specific purpose. Last Tuesday night, I laid out for you our vision for this in-between liminal space of our shared ministry until we're able to come back together again as a church family. I believe God is calling us to be a church of 50 house churches. We spent a little time talking about that last week, but know that we will spend more time talking about it over the coming 2-week period. On Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night for the next 2 weeks at 7 p.m., you will receive a series of teaching videos that help us understand what is house church and how do we live into this as a church family. Again, those will come Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. For today, we're going to start with a very fundamental question. Perhaps the most important question. What is a house church? What is a house church? Essentially, at its core, a house church is a church that meets in your house. It's an expression of our church in your house. Our mission as a church family is to make deeply committed disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world one life at a time. And we will live this out in our house churches. Specifically, our house churches will live out the mission of FUMC as we gather in worship, grow together, and go to be the church. We'll gather in worship. There's something profound and powerful about worshiping in community. We know that in this season of our shared life together, the way we gather to worship in community has radically shifted. And it will continue to change as the weeks and months go along. In the house church model, what we want to begin to do is give us space and opportunity to gather as church in ways that are safe, in ways that are comfortable, and in ways that speak to our soul. So we say our house churches begin their ministry by gathering in worship. As I said last Tuesday, know that this can happen in your backyard, on your driveway, or even over Zoom. We encourage you to maintain social distance, to be connected, but also be safe as you gather in worship. We as a church family will continue to produce our weekly worship gatherings just as we have throughout this whole season of pandemic. We're not asking you to create worship, just to gather in worship. The second thing our house churches will do is they will grow together. The Christian life is one that's not meant to be lived alone. It's one that we live together as a community. And so we seek to be the church for each other. We will invite each other on this journey of growth. We'll have each other's back. We'll be there in times of need. We will learn together and we will pray together. So we will gather to worship. We will grow together. And then we will go and be the church. We have been the church for over 150 years here at First Methodist Cleburne, and we will continue to be the church even in the midst of pandemic. One of the things that has spoken to my soul profoundly and deeply in this time is just how you have been the church. You have been the church, seeking to serve and invite. You'll hear more in the coming week or two about how exactly we're going to invite you to be the church in this season. But know that it will involve inviting and serving. Two hallmark pieces of what it means to be a follower of Jesus. Today we celebrate that God has given us this vision of being a church of 50 house churches in this in-between time. And we pray that as we gather in worship, grow together, and go be the church, that we might fulfill the mission God has for us, and that we might also be faithful to what God is calling us to do right here and right now. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. Know that we'll be back Thursday night for more on what it means to be a house church and how you can help create one. Grace and peace. Goodbye.